And we are live. This is Katie Hunter for MMA UK, and I'm here with Shanelle Dyer. Shanelle, so great to speak to you again.
It's been ages.
It's been such a long time, and I know that's been totally out of your hands. It's been brilliant having the UFC. It's been brilliant having Cage Warriors, but I've so missed out on seeing people like you fight, and I can't imagine how difficult it's been for you.
Yeah, I've missed all the live shows, even just going there to support everyone, like the atmosphere. I really miss it. We had a couple of Team Underground fighters fighting last night as well, and that was on pay-per-view. Like, I would have loved to see them fight live. A lot of them had their first fights as well, and I just miss the atmosphere. But I'm fighting in 3 weeks, and I can't wait.
Let's talk about your fights, because you've got not one but two fights coming up, and I know you feel like you've got a lot of time to make up for and you want to get in as many fights as possible, but you're fighting on Golden Ticket Fight Promotions on the 26th of June in Wolverhampton. This fight or this card has actually got tickets to sell for fans to come. Touch wood, everything goes well with the announcement on the 21st of June, but people can buy tickets for you for that from you for that one, can't they?
Yeah, I think this is like the first proper one that you could actually come to after the lockdown.
Yeah, so everyone needs to make sure they get on that. It's going to be amazing, and it's a really good card. There's some excellent fights been announced, and I was absolutely delighted to see you announced on that one. And you're fighting Mim Grubb. I think she's 0-1. She last fought on Cage Steel. What do you know about her?
I don't really know much about her. I didn't really catch her last fight as well. But what I've been hearing, and I saw a couple of videos and clips, that she's a really aggressive forward fighter, just like me. So I think we're going to really have a really good tear up and a really fun fight. If it's going to be a proper scrap, me and her. And she's a really game opponent as well. So coming off a loss and only having one MMA fight to fight someone, she's had a lot of fights as well. She must be game, so she's coming there to win, and I'm doing the same.
I'm so excited for it, and I rewatched some of your fights ahead of this interview, and even though I've always thought you're amazing, watching them back just reminded me some of the stuff I'd forgot, and just some of those kicks you throw, and just your sassy attitude in there. Like, you just almost turn into like a character, Shanelle the Nightmare Dyer, the fighter in there.
I changed. That's me. When I go in the cage, I just change, and I'm literally at home. Like, it's my comfort zone, the cage. Most people, their comfort zones in their room and stuff, but mine is the cage. I'm just normal. Yeah. And I've been watching my fights back as well, and I can't believe how much I've improved since them fights. It's gonna be good.
That's what I'm so excited about as well. Like, it's such a shame that we haven't got to see you for well over a year now, but I can't wait to see the improvements of all of the amateurs that have been able to train for a while now and see those. I mean, most people are fighting every few months at this stage of their amateur career. So to have that amount of time to improve, it could be exciting.
Especially for me, because when I started MMA, I jumped straight into the deep end, and I was always fighting every other week, Thai, MMA, kickboxing. Every other week I had a fight, so I was always constantly on fight camp. I didn't really have time to slow down and work on certain stuff. I was always fight camp, and as you know, you can't really learn stuff in fight camp. You're always
Yeah.
preparing for fights. You don't really take risks and stuff like that because of injuries. And so what I've been doing like the past year is really slowing down and going through all the little things that I've kind of missed in the beginning of jiu-jitsu, all the basics, fine tuning the basics, going through like I learned how to do armbar in the first week, and now the past year I've learned properly how to do one, the right technique, how to do it, doing little micro adjustments on my jiu-jitsu game to make sure that it's really on par now. And that's what I've been doing the past year. Because when I started MMA, most people when they start MMA, they have to do kickboxing, Thai, boxing, ground games. So I think I'm kind of lucky that when I started, I came on a heavy Thai boxing background. So the past year, I could afford to um, focus more on my ground game and put my stand up kind of on the back seat for a year. And that's what I've been doing, just focusing on my ground game, my jiu-jitsu, my wrestling, and my overall MMA game. And that's what we've been doing down at Team Underground. Steve's been doing that really a lot with the guys right now. We have a lot of new guys coming through. He's been teaching a lot of basics and stuff like that. So I've been improving so much the past year, and I can't wait to show people what I've learned.
I love that about your attitude because a lot of people like to work the most on the thing they're good at. It feels good to be good and to
Yeah,
force yourself to concentrate on either your weaker area or the area that you've been training the least,
yeah.
is really mature.
Yeah, I think that came off the loss as well. After the loss I had, and then we went straight in lockdown like a week or two after that. And it really clicked in my brain that I've got this year to just focus on what. There's no point in me focus on Thai boxing. 'Cause I know that's at a decent level at the time. So focus on my weakness. Like even when we're doing open mats, like half the time we're doing jiu-jitsu and half the time we're doing stand-up. I always try to push myself to do the jiu-jitsu instead of the stand-up, even though I want to do stand-up. I know
Yeah.
I need to improve my jiu-jitsu game so I can actually stand up in a fight. So that's just been my mentality for the whole year and just been doing it constantly.
I love it. And you mentioned your last fight there. It was unfortunately a loss to Ivana Siric. She's a more experienced opponent. She's just about to turn pro. It was a really good fight. But how tough was it to, I know that you would have wanted to get straight back in there after a loss. You had such a great attitude after the fight. And how tough has it been to not be able to, get that off your back?
On the day, obviously, I was devastated because I'm an athlete, I'm a competitor, I love winning. But I think it was kind of a blessing in disguise, and it took me a couple months to kind of realize that, especially looking back in the past year, see how much I've improved. Can I know if I won that fight, I would have been complacent, and I would have not trained nearly as hard enough as I would have done if I won that fight. And I think it was a blessing in disguise as well because I didn't really know MMA at the time, and I was kind of winging it and kind of in a way. So if I won that fight, maybe I would have turned pro. And that would have been way too early because I know my difference now. Until then, it's such a drastic difference. So yeah. And I know I would have done nearly as not enough training as if I won that fight as well.
Yeah, I think if you carry on winning and you're undefeated, you don't necessarily spot any holes in your game. So it definitely can be a really important learning experience to go through that. And even just mentally, I think it's a horrible thing to go through, but a good thing to grow as a fighter.
Yeah, definitely. Especially in amateur, I'm lucky I had the loss in amateur because a lot of people don't lose in amateur. They don't fight uh seasoned and really good opponents. When in amateur,
Yeah.
they just fight all the easy people. By the time they turn pro, then they're fighting all these hard people and they lose and they don't really know how to deal with it. So obviously, when I'm amateur, I'm fighting all these strong people, so I can be put in all these adversities and all these different positions. So I don't have to do that when I'm in pro, fighting all these hard people. That's what I'd be doing in MMA, fighting blue belts, purple belts, wrestlers, kickboxers, trying to fight all the different types of people and failing while I'm amateur, so I don't have to fail when I'm pro. Yeah.
I love it. I really love it. When do you think your pro turning pro will be for you? Is it Are you just going to see how your next fights go and see if you feel that you have more to learn or if you've got a time frame in mind?
I don't really have a time frame in mind. I just want to see how these couple next fights go. Definitely see how this fight go, how I actually perform in the cage, and I still want to get that Cage Warriors title belt. So hopefully the next card I can get that belt, and when I get that belt, I'll turn pro after that. But what I've really
Yeah.
learned in the past year that when I was younger, I used to be like, yeah, I want to turn pro quick. I want to get signed for this quick. But the past year really enlightened my mind that I don't mind waiting. I don't mind waiting and taking my time as long as I'm not wasting time.
I can't believe how grown up and mature you sound. You're still 20, right?
Yeah.
It blows my mind. I mean, I wasn't that sensible and like had a grown up way of thinking like that when I was 30, let alone 20. What do you put that down to? Is that the people around you?
I think it's definitely the people around me. They because the people I've grown up with, I've been doing sport for ages, and like the people I've grown up with, they've been inspiring me from young. So I've been working around world championships since I was young, and I was like, I want to be like this person. Seeing their interviews, seeing their come up, and just been every day going to the gym. I'm inspired, seeing all different people from different backgrounds coming together, training, and that's just really inspired me. And I think I'm really focused as well because I love I love this sport. This sport is fun to me, and this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. So and so this is what I put all my energy into.
Oh, I just love hearing you talk like that. It inspires me just like chatting to people like you, and I agree with like it's such a leveler. Any type of martial arts training, you get people from all backgrounds, like, and doesn't matter like how rich you are, how like nothing matters when you're on the mats. It just all comes down to like learning and sparring and all the rest of it.
There's no fake people in this sport. You can't be a fake MMA fighter, or then you'll just get knocked out.
Well, let's talk about your other fight because you've got two announced at the moment. I believe the other one's a K1 fight. Is that right?
Muay Thai fight.
Muay Thai. And so that one is for Raw Combat League. Less than a month later, on the 24th of July. It didn't look like you got an opponent announced yet. Do you know who you're fighting?
Fighting. I don't think it's released yet, but yeah, I know who I'm fighting. I think
And
it's
how
a heavier weight, but yeah.
the Muay Thai fights at a heavier weight?
Yes, I'm fighting June 52 kg and Muay Thai 57.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you actually about that because obviously we last saw you fight for the flyweight title, and is this your first fight at strawweight?
No, I fought on ECMMA for the title fight at 52 kg. That was back in 2019. I won that fight as well. Uh, so yeah, I cut down. That was when I fought in the BBC documentary. But
Yeah.
obviously after that, I've just been fighting for 57. But I think after the last fight, I really could tell in MMA that I have to fight 52. And I've been weight cutting for 3 weeks now, and it's going really good. I'm on a good weight and should make it too easy.
You looked really lean in the photo that you most recently posted on Instagram. I could tell that you were looking in peak condition and super lean.
This time last year I was at 64 kg and I've lost like 10, literally 10 kg in
Wow.
in like 6, 7 weeks. And it's not like I'm starving myself as well. Like I'm on a proper diet. Last time I weighed 54 kg, 54 and a half. That's what I weighed in this morning. I felt small and tiny, but now I really feel like really fit and that this is my proper weight.
So tell me what the diet involves. Have you got a nutritionist involved, or are you doing it yourself, or how's it going?
I went on I went on a pre diet before to lose that the quarantine weight and stuff like that. Um yeah, I got a bit heavy. But yeah. Right now my friend Ellie, she's a fighter as well. Her mum does fitness and dieting, so she's been providing me my diet and I've just been following that. And yeah, just been coming off.
And do you do your own cooking, or like how
Yeah.
do you prepare the
I
meals?
learned to I learned to cook this year. I cook my own meals. My mum was really happy.
That's amazing, and I'm really looking forward to you competing at strawweight again. That will be cool. But the K1 fight is back up at flyweight then. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So
it's really different with MMA weight and Thai weight, because obviously MMA you're grappling when they're sitting on you and stuff like that, and you really have to turn them, and weight plays a huge factor in MMA. In Muay Thai, it doesn't really have a really big benefit. It does, but
yeah.
yeah.
Well, also I think it's probably a good idea, like not to cut weight straight up. Like less than a month after
Yeah.
you've weighed in for
Yeah,
your
I
MMA
want,
fight.
yeah, because I want a week and a half off of just eating whatever I want. I've been on a diet for like 8 weeks. I want McDonald's. I'm hungry.
Do you think you'll be able to squeeze that in before you have to go back on your your fight camp diet?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I walk at like 57, 58 anyway, so I'll have to cut weight for that fight.
Yeah. So what is your McDonald's order?
Large Big Mac, Diet Coke, extra double cheeseburger, extra fries, large, and McFlurry.
Oh, that sounds amazing. What flavour McFlurry?
Smarties.
That's my favourite one as well.
You know what you have to do? You have to get up high and like mash it into the McFlurry as well.
What do you mash in? Oh God. And so I wanted to ask you, I hope this isn't going to be make you sad, but I wanted to ask you about Thailand because before your last fight, you'd flown back from Thailand to fight, and you had all intentions of going back out there and being out there for a year, and your training was going amazing out there. Obviously, COVID happened, and you haven't been able to do that, but is it something that you want to do again in the future?
Yeah, I need to go back. My stuff is still there. But
No
yeah,
way.
my shoes, my favorite shoes is still there. But yeah. I think is I think I still want to go back, but I don't think I want to stay a year there, to be honest. Because I've been to AKA, that's like one of the best training facilities there, and I think right now where I'm at Team Underground, they're going to provide me with the best training, because
Yeah,
they're like a family to me, and I really love going there, and it's not a chore to go there, and I love the people there, them and Steve as well, the trainers, and they will get me fights like every other week, and I'm like their sole purpose.
yeah.
When you go to Thailand and stuff, it's like business and stuff. But definitely I will go there for like a month or two when I'm off. But yeah, for the near future, I'm happy staying here.
And you mentioned Team Underground there. Let's talk about them some more because I love that gym. I love loads of the fighters coming out of that gym. Steve's brilliant.
New fighters as well. Like the past year, we have so much new people. A lot of them made a MMA debut for themselves or the team last night. We got 7 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. But the 1 loss was like fight of the night. It was such a sick fight. So we have so much amateurs coming out of Team Underground, and we got Paul as well. Thomas Paul. He's fighting on golden fight tickets, and he's headlining the fight as well. Like he's deaf, but he talks the most in the whole gym. Like he's like how, but yeah, he's sick. He's a juggernaut. We've got Dave, we've got Chloe. We have a really good girls team now. We have like a couple new girls coming out. China, Kim, Nadine. They should have their next fights coming up soon. So Steve's just been breeding fighters like the past year. Our team's grown so much. Um, we have so much different classes, new wrestling classes, cage control classes. Yeah, the team is really proper now.
I really hope that they are all on Cage Warriors Academy Southeast in September, and I really hope you're on that show.
Yeah,
It's going to be amazing.
yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to fight alongside them as well. But obviously, I missed out on the show yesterday. And I wish I would be there, but I can't wait to fight alongside all of them. They've been working so hard. All of us been working so hard. I've been doing half my fight camp. I've been doing their full fight camp plus the next 3 weeks fight camp as well. They've been working so hard. That we're a really good unit now.
Oh, it's amazing to hear what a great bond you've all got, and that always comes across on fight night. I see, you guys celebrating everybody's win.
Yeah, we celebrate other people's win like it's our win. Like we take that personally. Like we take the losses personally, the wins personally, the fight camp personally as well. Even if you're not fighting, we're technically on fight camp for them as well. Like we do as a team, we do as a family. Like we fight hard, then we party even harder.
That really comes across though when I see you all together. It's such an amazing vibe, and just everybody there's got such a good attitude, and just you're all really really driven and ambitious, but not in a selfish way. Like you say, there is that real team dynamic going on.
Yeah, like, there's no ego in the gym as well. Like you have like professional fighters, you have like me, Dave, and Chloe, who's had like what 600 fights between us, like literally, and like you'll never see that. You have people that's pro fighters, people that's does like heavy, who's like karate, judo, black belts, who does have that sick wrestling, cage control, and you will never see that. They'll come help you out. You'll be open mic. You go to judo, black belt, be like, "Can you show me this?" They'll be like, "Yeah." They'll show you where, and we just all help each other in the classes, and yeah, as a unit.
Oh, I'm so excited to see you all again, but I'm really really buzzing for your fight on Golden Ticket. Um, it's it's going to be absolutely amazing to see you back there and to see you back in action after such a long time.
Yeah, I can't wait for it as well. I've been trying to get a fight a lot this year as well, but to get a fight on that it's such a prestigious show as well to fight alongside my teammate Thomas Paul and like with the crowds as well, just gonna be unbelievable. The whole atmosphere, fighting in front of my friends, the family, just I can't wait. It's been ages.
Oh, it's so exciting. Before we go, Chanel, is there anyone that you want to shout out or any sponsors you want to thank or anything?
Yeah, shout out my sponsors, the Shell and Harris. So, shout out my sponsors, Provide Security, and shout out my Team Underground family, my parents, my Nightmare family, Jay. I know he's always watching, Nightmare family, and yeah, shout out everyone.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, Nightmare is your new fight name that you've taken on in honor of Jay.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely
just to,
amazing.
just to carry on his legacy is just an honor to me. He was like one of the people that really got me into MMA. So like, to see him like doing bits that it really showed me that I can do stuff as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Well, I can't wait to see you fight with that nickname, and it's going to be amazing to see you pick up a win as the Nightmare, Chanel. And I'm just buzzing. I'm buzzing to see everything that you've been doing in the gym, and just to get regional MMA back
Yeah.
and fans in. And I mean, selfishly, I can't wait to interview you all. My next show is going to be amazing. So, thank you so much for your time. Best of skill for both of your fights. And yeah, absolutely buzzing to see you back in there.
Thanks so much. I can't wait.
Take care, Chanel.
Thank you.